Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Shreya Jadhav and today we are going to learn English Class 10 Chapter 2 Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom written by Nelson Mandela. So let us know something about the author. Nelson R. Mandela, born on 18th July 1918, died on 5th December 2013, was a South African revolutionary, political leader, and a philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was country's first black head of the state and the first elected in fully representative democratic election. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than three of white rule. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress ANC party won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building Amphitheatre in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the operation of more of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. Jubilant scenes on the street of Pretoria, followed by ceremony with blacks, whites, and colored celebrating together. More than 1 lakh South African men, women, and children of all races sang and danced with joy. Genre. This is a speech delivered by Nelson Mandela while becoming South Africa's first black president. Characters. Here we have only one character who is the speaker himself, Nelson Mandela. Introduction for answer. Dear student, this is going to be really very helpful while writing down your question answers for your tests and examinations. Prose. Prose name Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Author's name Nelson Mandela. Genre speech. Summary. In this extract from his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion, the inauguration, which took place on 10th May 1994. Story in brief. On the lovely autumnal day of 10th May 1994, many world leaders had come to the inauguration ceremony of the new democratic non-racial government in South Africa. It was end of white supremacy. His daughter Zenani accompanied him to ceremony. The oath ceremony took place in Union Building in Pretoria. First, Mr. de Klerk was sworn in as the second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. In his speech, he said, "Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa." Then the jet planes started their amazing sequence over the Union Building with pinpoint precision, having medals on chest saluted Mandela. He thought that they were the same generals who might have arrested him once. Jet moving in V shape left a smoke trail of black, green, red, blue, and gold, the colors of new South African flags. Then two national anthems were sung. The black sung Die Steen and the white sung Nkosi Sekeli I Africa. Mandela remembered how, a few years the Anglo-Boer War, the white-skinned people brought in the racial domination, which turned out to be the harshest and most inhuman period of all time the world had witnessed. It was overturned and replaced by freedom of the people while he was in his 80s. He remembered that thousands of people have made many sacrifices and their suffering and courage could never be counted or repaid. He felt that he would not be able to thank those who had died during their struggle and had not seen the dawn of freedom. They would not be able to witness what fruit their sacrifices had brought. The period of struggle, however, did produce stalwarts of characters like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Chief Luthuli, Yusuf Dedo, Bram Fisher, and Robert Subuki. Mr. Mandela said that his country was rich in minerals and gems that lay beneath its soil, but the greatest wealth were the people who were better than the diamonds. He said that time and again he had seen men and women risk their lives for an idea. They had shown courage by overcoming their fears. No one was born hating people because of color of the skin. People who learned to hate would also be learned to love. Even during the most terrible times in the prison, he had seen a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps even for a second, and that helped him to keep going. Goodness was a flame that could be hidden, but it couldn't be extinguished. During the period of apartheid, colored men from South Africa was punished and isolated for trying to live as human beings. He was not only him, but other people like him were also not free. His aim was to get freedom for his people and help them to live a dignified life. He believed that freedom was indivisible. Only when each one was free would he also enjoy the true freedom. He also believed that the oppressors needed to be liberated, as he was a prisoner of hatred and also been robbed for his humanity. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. If you are having any doubt, you may comment down in the comment section.